Las Vegas Raiders edge rusher Maxx Crosby reveals that he spit in the face of a Pittsburgh Steeler. So, we all know the rivalry between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas slash Oakland Raiders is way in the past, but sometimes stuff still flares up in NFL games and tensions rise between the two teams. And one of those interactions came a few years ago, in 2021, when former Pittsburgh Steelers guard Trey Turner got ejected from the Raiders and Steelers game, Week 2 matchup, for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And Maxx Crosby, he appeared in an interview done this week during Super Bowl weekend that appeared on YouTube, and for some reason, Maxx Crosby brought up this interaction with Trey Turner, a former Pittsburgh Steeler, and he explained what happened on his podcast, and apparently he spit in the face of Trey Turner. So here's the quote from Maxx Crosby himself. "I spit on a Pittsburgh Steeler. I'm talking my ish, he's talking his ish. They throw a little check down to Najee Harris. Boom. He's running already down the sideline, taking off. I turn around and this dude's barking at me as I'm running to the ball. I effing feel a headbutt, like from behind. Boom. I get cracked in the back of my head. And it's this dude who's been chirping at me. So I looked him in the face and I effing was ready to tee off. I stopped myself, and the only thing I could have done in that moment was spit in his effing face. Cause the ref is staring at me, like the ref's right here looking at me. So I just, and then he made a spit sound, continue quote, and he effing set off. So he comes running at me, whatever. They literally had him in slow motion. They had him hawking a loogie across the field. He's trying to fight me, run through all of his teammates. They kick him out of the game. And I'm like, I didn't do ish. I didn't do ish. No idea. I didn't do ish." End quote. Crosby also said that after the game, he heard from his teammates that Trey Turner was still looking for him and very upset about the incident. So, this is the story. This was what Maxx Crosby revealed on the YouTube channel in an interview done. I don't know why he would reveal this. It doesn't make him look tough or anything. It just actually makes him look worse in the public eye, and it just becomes this story that's no need. This story could have just never came out. No one would ever have known it happened, other than when Trey Turner kind of said it after the game, but no one would have ever known that it actually happened. But Maxx Crosby, for some reason, wanted to bring it up, wanted to talk about it, maybe thinking it makes him look tough or something, and he reveals this side of the story, and obviously just looks bad from a perspective of Maxx Crosby. He's one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, one of the best people. He was up for Defense Player of the Year, even though TJ Watt beat him out, Myles Garrett beat him out in terms of votes. He's still one of the best defense players in the NFL, and he helps the Las Vegas Raiders a lot. But this is not about him as a player. It's obviously about him and controlling his emotions, and obviously he can't do that, and it just makes him look bad. But obviously he does not care about it, or else he just would not have said it. I remember after the game, Trey Turner, he said that this thing happened, but everyone was in denial, saying it didn't, even though he told this side of the story, and Trey Turner basically said that Maxx Crosby spit in his face, people trying to offend Maxx Crosby after the game, and 2 years later, who's right? Trey Turner. He didn't tell no lie. He said right after the game that Maxx Crosby spit in his face, and that he was very angry and upset about it, and that's the reason why he basically got kicked out of the game. But no one believed him, other than maybe Steelers fans. But now Maxx Crosby reveals that it actually happened. And just imagine, you're talking, you're arguing, and all of a sudden, instead of smacking the person's helmet, where we all know you get kicked out of the game for doing that too, which doesn't make sense for smacking someone's helmet when that can't do no damage to them because they have a helmet on. But imagine that you're talking, instead of doing something physical, you just spit in someone's face. Imagine how scary you have to be to kind of do that and then just walk away, walk to the sideline and say, oh, nothing happened, I didn't do anything, and they kick that guy out of the game who just took the spit in the face. It always seems as though the second person always gets penalized. The refs always see the second person do something, they never see the first. And that's what happened in this scenario once again. So the game that Crosby is mentioning in this kind of interview is when the Raiders beat the Steelers 26-17 in the 2020 season in week 2. Turner's only season as a Pittsburgh Steeler. So while Crosby may have won kind of the battle of that day, getting the win and avoiding kind of being penalized and ejected for spitting, he did not get away with it in terms of a fine, because Maxx Crosby was actually fined $6,971 for his part in kind of the incident that happened. But like I said, the second person in the incident always receives the heftier punishment. And once again, that's what happened with Trey Turner. Because even though Crosby got fined, Turner also got fined. And he got fined 3 times as much. He got fined $15,450 for his unsportsmanlike action throughout the play. It's very understandable, though, why the NFL kind of fined Trey Turner more. Because if you actually go watch the video of the interaction, he got spit in the face, obviously, Trey Turner. And then he was talking to the ref. The ref was trying to hold him back. And then Trey Turner ran at Maxx Crosby. And you could see the spit motion that he made, trying to spit all the way across the field back at Maxx Crosby. And then he was ejected from the game after that, and then fined. Because obviously Maxx Crosby's denying everything that happened, saying he didn't do anything. And then Trey Turner, it's obvious that he did do it, and they caught him live. The people around, the refs were right there, so they basically seen him do it. So it's understandable why he got the $15,000 fine. But now that Maxx Crosby kind of revealed what actually happened, it's understandable why Trey Turner tried retaliating the way that he did, because he felt disrespected and he wanted to do something about it, and he wasn't just gonna sit there and take it. So he ran up to Maxx Crosby and tried doing it, but Maxx Crosby was scared and backed all the way around. So once again, Maxx Crosby, he said this on the YouTube channel, and it doesn't really make sense why he brought it up, because everyone could have just forgot about it. Everyone could have just not know exactly what happened. Maybe just think Trey Turner is the bad guy in the situation. He tried to spit on you, but now it's revealed, and Maxx Crosby says for himself that he spit on the Pittsburgh Steelers and Trey Turner. So it just kind of puts him in a bad light. I mean, I didn't really expect anything too great from Maxx Crosby anyway. Whenever you just watch him play, and after the play, you can always see him in the face of the offense lineman, in the face of the quarterback, talking. So it's not like you didn't expect it from him. So him just revealing this kind of put it more into perspective what actually happened. But once Trey Turner basically said after the game that Maxx Crosby did it, I believed him, because Maxx Crosby is just that type of player. He's just gonna talk, try to get in your face, and who knows what he does. So Trey Turner, Maxx Crosby, this is exactly what happened on that day, and Maxx Crosby reveals for himself and says for himself that he spit on Trey Turner. So that's it for that story. But one more thing I want to cover before I end this video, because I never really talked about it, I never really covered it. Cameron Heyward. He won Walter Payton Man of the Year, and this was a long time coming, because Cameron Heyward, he's always done stuff in the community of Pittsburgh. He's always done stuff to give back to the children, give back to the community, and being nominated for this award like 6-7 years in a row, I believe it is. And Cameron Heyward, he's always a first class act kind of guy, and once again, he was nominated this season, and now he officially wins it. Cameron Heyward, if you didn't see his speech on the podium where he was talking about his story, go ahead and watch it. It's a really good one. His acceptance speech of the Walter Payton Man of the Year, he seems as though he always gives back to the community, and he finally gets awarded for it. So it's a big deal in terms of awards in the NFL. This is always kind of one of the top awards given out, because you're giving back to the community. Yes, you could do stuff on the football field, but off the football field, are you using your impact that you have because of football bettering off the field? And that's what Cameron Heyward does, and Cameron Heyward does that because of his father, and that's the reason why he does it. So if you haven't seen his speech, I say go ahead and watch it, because it's a really good one. But Cameron Heyward, he officially wins Walter Payton Man of the Year after being nominated for this award a lot of times. He is always passed up in terms of actually winning it, but now the NFL awards him and he wins the award. So Cameron Heyward, he wins Walter Payton Man of the Year, and Maxx Crosby, he spit in the face of a Pittsburgh Steeler. But with that being said, that's the end of this video. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on notifications down below for Sean as well, so you can get notified whenever I post the next Steelers video. I post every single day covering Pittsburgh Steelers breaking news and rumors, highlights, reports, analysis, and also film breakdowns. So if you want to see everything Pittsburgh Steelers and get covered for everything, even as the off season is now here, the draft season is now here, free agency might start soon. So I'm going to be covering it all. And if you want to stay up to date with everything, turn on notifications for this channel, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, comment down under this video, basically telling me how you feel about this and kind of your reaction to Maxx Crosby revealing this information about spitting in the face of a Pittsburgh Steeler. And also, how do you feel about Cameron Heyward officially winning Walter Payton Man of the Year, finally, after being nominated many times? So, like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications for this channel, and I'll see you guys all later. Till next video, I'm out. Peace.